Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of those crazy corporate filings, the ones filled with numbers that could put you to sleep. In this filing, BioAtla Inc. is sharing its story for the quarter ending June 30th, 2025. And boy, do they have a story to tell. Let's see what it is before we dive deeper. If you appreciate us deciphering these dense corporate documents for you, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to keep these deep dives coming. And hey, join our Discord community linked down below if you want to chat with us and other finance fans. Alright, so BioAtla's is presenting its quarterly report, their 10Q. This is a snapshot of how they are doing financially for a 3-month period and a 6-month period within 2025 compared to 2024. Let's jump right into the big picture financials. For the 3 months ending June 30th, 2025, BioAtla reported a net loss of about $18.7 million. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's actually better than the $21 million loss they had in the same period last year. For the 6-month period, the loss was $34 million in 2025 compared to $44.3 million in 2025, 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 compared to $44.33 million in 2025, compared to $44.3 million in 2024, compared to $44.34 million in 2025, compared to $44.43 million in 2025, compared to $44.43 million in 2024. Again, an improvement. And when we look at their overall financial health, the company has an accumulated deficit of a staggering $521 million. This means they've lost a lot of money since they started operating, and it's a big reason why they are considered a smaller reporting company. Looking at their balance sheet though, their liabilities have gone up. For instance, accounts payable and accrued expenses rose to about $15.8 million by June 30th, 2024. This could mean they owe more money to their suppliers and employees. They also report a warrant liability, which is essentially a debt that can be converted into stock. This decreased from $3.8 million at the end of 2024 to $2.2 million in June 2025. Now let's talk about their stock and shares. As of June 30th, 2025, they had about 58.7 million shares of common stock outstanding. This is up slightly from about 58.1 million shares at the end of 2024. When it comes to spending, the company is definitely focused on research and development. For the 3 months ending June 30th, 2025, R&D expenses were $13.7 million in the same period of $20 million. In the same period of 2024, this decrease seems to be driven by a reduction in workforce and fewer expenses for some of their preclinical programs. General and administrative expenses also saw a decrease, coming in at $5 million for the 3 months ending June 30th, 2025, compared to $5.8 million the previous year. This is also linked to cost-cutting measures. Their interest income has decreased significantly from $900,000 in the first 3 months of 2024 to just $2,000 in the same period of 2025. This makes sense as their cash reserves have gone down and interest rates might have also shifted. Interestingly, they reported a loss on warrant liability of $29,700 in the first 3 months of 2025. For the same period in the prior year, there was no such loss. This is due to changes in the fair value of those warrants as mentioned earlier. Looking at their R&D breakdown program by program, mecbotamab vezoate E, a key drug candidate, saw its expenses drop from $3.5 million in the first 3 months of 2024 to $305 million in the same period of 2025. Ozuriftamab vedotin also saw a reduction in expenses from $2.2 million to $1.2 million. It seems the company is streamlining its development efforts. Now let's look at cash flow. In the 6 months ending June 30th, 2025, the company used $30.4 million in operating activities. This is a good sign for them as it's an improvement from the $50 million used in the same period in 2024. Despite the improvement, they are still burning through cash. As of June 30th, 2025, BioAtla had about $18.2 million in cash and cash equivalents. This is quite a drop from $49 million at the end of 2024. This shrinking cash pile is a major concern and points to their ongoing liquidity issues. In fact, the company explicitly states in their report that there is substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern for a period of at least 1 year. This is a very serious statement. It means they might not have enough money to keep operating for the next 12 months without raising more funds. The company mentions that as of June 30th, 2025, they have over 9.6 million warrants outstanding. These warrants are essentially options to buy company stock at a certain price, and their value can change, significantly impacting the company's financials. BioAtla has a 2020 equity incentive plan which allows them to grant stock options and restricted stock units to employees. This is a common practice, but it means that if the stock price goes up, these awards become more valuable, leading to stock-based compensation expenses. For the 6 months ending June 30th, 2025, they granted about 1.86 million restricted stock units. The weighted average fair value of these grants was pretty low at just 32 cents per share. When it comes to stock options, they had about 5.9 million options outstanding as of June 30th, 2025, all with an exercise price of around $7.73 per share. This is a critical risk factor for BioAtla. They are essentially saying their cash runway might not last a full year without additional funding. This is a stark warning sign for investors. A key point to understand about BioAtla is their heavy reliance on their patented CAB technology platform. If this technology doesn't pan out, all their hopes and dreams for future products could go up in smoke. The company also highlights a major risk: the potential difficulty in keeping their top talent. Losing key people in a small biotech company can be devastating for progress. Here's a really crucial piece of news. BioAtla is currently not meeting Nasdaq's requirements to stay listed. They've had issues with their stock price and their overall stockholders' equity. They are appealing this decision, but it's a significant risk that could impact their stock price and their ability to raise money. And given all these factors, BioAtla warns investors that their stock price is highly volatile and you could lose all your investment. They frankly lay out the risks from clinical trial failures, regulatory approval issues, and intense competition. So what's the story here? BioAtla is a company in a tough spot. They're developing promising technology, but are burning through cash rapidly and appear to be in danger of being delisted from Nasdaq. Their latest results show some improvement in losses compared to last year, but their cash situation is precarious. The heavy reliance on their CAB technology platform is a double-edged sword. While it could be groundbreaking, it's also their biggest risk if it fails. The company is clearly aware of these challenges, as evidenced by workforce reduction and restructuring efforts. However, their going concern warning and the Nasdaq listing issues cast a long shadow over their future. For investors, this looks like a high-risk, high-reward situation. The potential rewards could be huge if their technology works and gets approved, but the risks of failure and further cash burn are substantial. That's our breakdown of BioAtla's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.